So with our handsome Mr. P, we're going to work a little bit with some leave-its. So again, with the handsome guy, remember that leave-its though, and we're just warming up again, just with like most of the beauties. They get to do a couple find-its, get in the groove. I just have him dragging his gear for now. I know we are going to look into another harness because this one he's starting to outgrow, so don't worry. But for Mr. P right now, we're just warming up with a couple little find-its, getting in the groove. And remember, the benefit of this is it gets him up and moving when otherwise he might be trying to jump or he might be going for his gear. So a lot of times replacing behaviors with things we prefer can help alleviate some of the skills we don't really love. So let's say we're going to try a little bit with one of our leave-it items. Remember, leave-it should be things that are always off limits. So let's say, for example, I have one of my trash items. So it's just a little wrapper. It's an old one. It's seen better days. I always recommend start off your leave-its on equipment. The benefit to this is it can prevent your dog from, or puppy technically, from reaching the no-no item and then turning that into the game. So for a lot of these puppies, they end up trying to grab for the thing, bite on it, play with it, and then you're playing keep away. I know at times for some of the puppies, they might notice something and then have a hard time giving it up. So we want to avoid potential resource guarding or, setups. Excuse me, should not be drinking seltzer. I'm just going to toss a few snacks for Mr. Handsome, Mr. O. So let's say we're going to work a little bit. So ready? I'm going to go ahead and get Mr. P's attention. So I'm going to have my leave-it item off to the side. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just toss a few find-its for him. I'm going to plant my leave-it somewhere where, well, hopefully I don't know if we can find that one quite as well. So I'm just going to reset him up. So if your puppy is a little eager and you're doing this all by yourself, I like to, for example, feed the puppy for being a little bit away, toss the item off to the side where you can practice, and then practice moving towards it or away from it. So with Mr. P, since we were warming up a little bit with some of these find-its, it gets him in the groove, even though when he's now next to me, that we can still do those same skills. So again, I'm going to toss the food, get him up and moving. And of course, all the beauties are getting tired, so we're getting a little bit of singing from some. Mr. A sometimes also hears some noises in the building, and then he starts barking a little bit. So let's say here is my no-no item. I'm going to approach it. See right there, leave it. Yes, and feed for that lovely disengagement. If my puppy didn't get to disengage, and I know, sorry, Mr. A is saying he heard a funny noise and he's a little bit flustered. So let's say here's my no-no item. I'd go leave it. Yes. So in the beginning, I don't want to get so close that he could reach it and swipe it, because then he might start to think that grabbing for the item might have more value. So I'm going to see right here, we're going to do a little pass by. Nice. I'm going to also toss a few little tidbits for Mr. O. Ready? We'll do some find-its. Keep him a little busy. Oh, I dropped one, Mr. Handsome, Mr. P. Ready? So I know his leash is a bit of a bungee leash, and I'm sorry I was out of range for a second, but we want to make sure we're not getting so close he could reach it. So if, for example, his bungee has some give, make sure that it's not enough where he could reach the item and swipe it on you. So right now, I don't care if he's on the left or the right. The main goal is he maybe notices my no-no item, or he doesn't seem to care about it. So right here, leave it. Yes. And we feed him for that. Let's say, oh no, we got so close to my item and now my puppy grabs it. This is where, remember that toy exchange game and some of these other options, he's like, good night, would have been a really great venue for practice. So because if your puppy can learn to let go of something they can have, they can let go of something they shouldn't have. So let's say, oh no, I got too close to my item. My puppy goes to grab for it. I go right into a little kissy noise with a little find it to get him to redirect away from the item. Nice job, Peter. So with Mr. P again, we're just feeding for all of this great moment where he's doing a really nice job disengaging from the no-no item. Oh my gosh, chewing and walking is so hard for these babes. So ready? So let's say here's my trash item, leave it. Yes, and we're going to feed for that. Nice job. So if we're not getting this type of check-in throughout the practice, I would recommend to work this at a rate that seems comfortable for you and your beauty. So right there, yes. So notice how he ignored it all on his own. That was really nice. So if let's say he didn't do that all by himself, and there's a train going by too, which is maybe what's throwing off Mr. A today. So we could go ahead and do a couple find-its away from the item. Right there, he noticed it, but instead rather move into me. Nice. So very pretty, Mr. P. So let's see if we can go this way. We'll try a little bit from this side. So we'll do another little find it for Mr. O, keep him busy, and then we'll rotate again. Ready? So we're going to try to move by my no-no item once more. Nice. So the fact that he's ignoring it is a really nice thing. If, let's say, we weren't getting that type of disengagement from the item, I'd say we're maybe starting too hard. So you do want to make sure that he's able to disengage from the thing. So I'm just going to plop it out of range so we don't grab it by mistake. Because if, let's say, he doesn't know how to ignore something, it's going to be really hard to get him to practice that outside of the classroom environment too. So I'm just going to take off his little leash for a second so it's not as intriguing. See, when we get a little bit unsure, we try to go for the gear at times. So we'll just get it off and move it off to the side so it's not quite as stimulating. But for Mr. P, for his very first day, he's doing a very nice job. It is a lot of novelty to take in, but really great job for the two little men. And don't worry, Mr. B too. Maybe we'll do a little find it. And then Mr. O has to come out for his little next turn. Ready? Find it. We'll go help Mr. O come on out. But nice job, Mr. P.